Hey, hi, Peter, Watch Retrospect. Thanks for stopping by. Today I want to do a quick, another quick follow-up to a video I already did on this watch about how my first impression was way off when I first saw this watch. Or got this watch the first couple of days. I really wasn't really overly impressed, and then within a few more days, I just totally fell in love with it. So the question is, am I still in love with this watch? Hey, real quick, let's. I just want to do a quick wrist check on what I got on here. I got my beloved Squally 1521 in ocean blue. Just pretty well documented how much I like this watch. It's outstanding for a 500 meter diver. And over here I got a newly acquired, my first marathon. This is the TSAR, so this is the quartz movement one. I just did a real short unboxing video of it, and my first impression, which was very good. And I don't think it's going to take very long for me to do another video to talk about this one, because I am finding it to be a very nice watch, but we'll get back into that one on another video. But before us is my before me is our Sub 200 in the orange dial, which is what they call the professional model. And when I first got this watch, I just really was not overly impressed with it. It wasn't what I at least thought it was going to be. And in that first video, I talked about how my first impression was wrong and how very shortly after I really fell in love with it. But now that I've lived with it for a little while longer, my question is, again, am I still in love and awe of this watch? In that first video I did, and many others that you can find on YouTube, it's been pretty well documented some of the watch's shortcomings. These shortcomings include the clasp and the lack of really good lume. Those two shortcomings that I just mentioned, I've pretty much found to be pretty much irrelevant to me in my daily wearing of the watch now. And it's not so much that the clasp is bad as it is the diver's extension. I'll show you that a little bit before I put it on. And that's a feature I never would be using anyway, so I don't even think about it at all as I wear this watch now. The other thing they complain about is how the lug width it's 19 millimeters, yet the strap tapers immediately out to 20 millimeters, which is it's just a little odd. But you know what? If I didn't love the beads of bracelet as much, perhaps it would be more of an issue to me. But I absolutely love that beads of rice, so I have no desire to swap out this bracelet and put on another bracelet or rubber strap. I'm perfectly fine with that deal. I don't even think about that. The one shortcoming that I do find to be a little bit of a hindrance is the fact of the bezel insert. Let's pick her up here and look at it a little bit. This is what I find on this is it has this orange lettering on it, on the sapphire bezel insert, and it doesn't lume at all. I mean, you can put this under light for minutes after minutes, and it just does not lume. When I took a video of it, you could barely see it, and I've seen other videos, and that was the same thing other people had found about it. So I don't really care all that much about it. It really doesn't mean that much to me. Probably the biggest issue I have with it is this, where the triangle. I use this watch. When I drive with it, I do drive for a living, and sometimes I use the bezel to just keep track of time. And as I'm driving, and it's hard for me sometimes to just really find that triangle, to really see a big difference between it with the other markings. And my eyesight isn't the best. For driving, my eyesight's fine, but when it comes to close up, and I definitely need readers for sure. So I just wish it had more of just a regular standard loomed pip, or maybe if it was raised or something, I could feel it just be a little bit easier. But other than that, it doesn't really bother me. For the most part, the bezel is, it's not the best I have, but it's more than adequate. It does what it's supposed to do. But anyway, now to the watch's attributes. This is what made me fall in love with it in the first place. Other than the lack of quality in the clasp, the sense and feel of this watch, the quality, the finishing, it's quite outstanding for a $1,000 watch. I think it's excellent. I absolutely love the style of the case. The case is very similar to an Omega Seamaster of the time, and it's not because they copied a Seamaster. It's because the same company that made the case for the Omega Seamaster made it for Doxa back in 1963 on their watch that was called, this watch is basically a reissue of a watch that was called the Shark Hunter back in 63. So the same company that made both cases for the Seamaster and for this Doxa. So, again, it's not a copy. But I find the brushing on it, I find the brushing here, and I find the polishing on it to be really quite outstanding for a $1,000 watch. I really do. With a dimension of 42 millimeter case, it's a 42 millimeter case. The lug is 46, and it is about, on spec it's 13.8 millimeters in thickness. But a lot of that thickness is due to that dome crystal. I would definitely say that this fits more like a 40 millimeter watch to me. It doesn't at all feel like a 14 millimeter thick watch, not at all to me. And the dial, this light, looks good. It's pretty contrasting. In low light, it's not quite as contrasting. But boy, out in the sun, it just pops. It really pops. And in fact, I attempted to do this video out in the sun, but it was just too windy out there, and the audio was just really, really horrible. But I don't know. I really love this orange dial, and I'm very likely to get another Doxa, perhaps a Sub 300T. But you really do. You have to see this in the sunlight to really appreciate this orange dial. To me, it's just, I don't know, it's awesome. When the sun gets it, it's just really, really awe-inspiring. But inclusion, you should be able to, the way I'm talking about the dial, that yes, I'm still very much still in love with this watch. More and more, it's just becoming the first watch I want to grab in the morning, regardless of the fact that it's orange, because obviously orange isn't going to be for every occasion or every situation. But Doxas, they're really becoming one of my favorite watch companies, especially as far as a dive watch is concerned. If you consider the quality that you get in this watch, I think the looks of this watch, this is actually their entry-level watch. This is a $1,000 watch. This is like their least expensive watches. There are other watches which are a little bit more radical in design for sure. But I can only imagine how good the quality is on those. So again, I'm very much intrigued by the Sub 300T. I think that may be the next Doxa that I get for sure. But the thing is with this watch, of course, orange is not going to be for everybody, obviously. But they come in about 6 different colors. So there's all sorts of color schemes that you can get. And I'm sure everybody can find a color that they would like. I mean, if you're at all thinking of this watch, I would not hesitate. It kind of blew me away. I was kind of unexpected to be so much in love with this watch, in knowing that it's a pretty minimalistic watch, especially if you compare it to their other Sub 300, Sub 600s. This is very minimal in text on the dial. And it's just a very simple 3-hander. Obviously the only complication's a date. It's still if you're thinking of buying one of these, just do not hesitate. I think you would definitely fall in love. And again, I know you can find a color that you would like. But anyway, let's put it on real quick before we close out, so you can see what it looks like. And it does. It fits way better than I ever expected it to. Looking at the case, because it has a little curve down in here, but it's really not so much that it curves down as they have this little undercut in there. But let's put her on and see what she looks like. But again, the question, to answer it, yeah, I am in love. I'm still absolutely in love with this watch. I love this watch, and it fits to me so nice. Look at that beads of rice. And that's hit or miss. Some people love it, some people hate it. I get it, such is life. But look at this thing. I absolutely love this dial, the way it fits, and the fact that this was Jacques Cousteau's preferred brand of dive watches. To me, that says a lot. That says a lot about the quality that they were and what they still are. Because having this in my hand here, modern day Doxa, this thing has still got a really high level of quality. And if you're interested in one of these, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Definitely pick one of these up. For a $1,000 watch, it's definitely one of the better ones out there. And the prices seem to be holding steady. They've been at this price for quite a while. So go for it if you're thinking of it. That's my last statement on this watch. Hey, I really appreciate you stopping by. Thanks so much. Leave any comment below, and I can have any questions. I will gladly answer them for you. Thank you so much. Bye.